Well, the Premier of Ontario says he hopes the federal government will step in to assist Marineland as the controversial theme park in his province is trying to figure out how to deal with its whales.
Marineland is privately owned. Now the federal government declined a permit to move them and allow these whales to live a better life. And I would recommend to the federal government, reverse your decision and let's find a home that would be great for the whales.
Marineland in Niagara Falls, Ontario is now closed. It recently requested emergency funding from the federal government, but the government, as you heard there from Doug Ford, denied a request to send some of the whales to a theme park in China. The park now says it has no options left to move the whales and is suggesting it may be forced to euthanize them. Erin Ryan is standing by. She's a World Animal Protection Wildlife Campaign Manager. Good to have you with us. Your take on this latest standoff.
Well, thank you for having me. And unfortunately, now is not the time to be getting mixed messaging and bureaucratic chaos. What we need to do now is bring all the experts together to find a solution. There are other options available. We just need to bring all the experts in a room and discuss and plan a real home and a roadmap for what's going to happen next to these animals.
Who's ultimately responsible here, do you think? Marineland, Ontario, the federal government. What's your take, Erin?
Well, typically captive wildlife legislation and zoo licensing is the jurisdiction of the provincial government, is the primary responsibility. Of course, there's some overlap here with the federal government in the federal export laws around marine animals, but it really is the province's role to implement zoo legislation, and without this legislation in place for decades has allowed Marineland to happen. And what we're hoping to see is the provincial government step in and raise those regulations so that there can't ever be future Marinelands.
Do you interpret this idea of having to possibly euthanize the whales? Is that, in your mind, a threat by Marineland in order to get the attention of the government to step in?
Absolutely. We see this latest statement from Marineland as truly reprehensible, as a threat. It's not fair to be holding the federal government hostage for their failure to plan.
And I wonder how serious you think Marineland is. I mean, how would that even work in terms of euthanizing whales?
I can't pretend to speculate on what they would or wouldn't do, but we do have to treat it seriously, that the fate of these whales is hanging in the balance, and it is a matter of public interest. We've seen for many years that Marineland has completely failed to communicate honestly and transparently with the public. So I do think it's important that the province step in and try to take control of these animals using their authority under the PAWS Act to make sure that they can't action this threat.
Yeah, how many beluga whales are we talking about here? And can you give us a sense?
Our latest updates are about 30 beluga whales.
You talked about bringing together experts to discuss solutions. And I know that one of the possibilities would be a sanctuary, a refuge of sorts in the Maritimes, correct?
Absolutely. So we're aware of a sanctuary being proposed in Nova Scotia. I think it's a real opportunity with this situation that we're seeing here now. We know that Canadians expect to see better and want to see long-term humane care for these animals, that Ottawa, Ontario, and Nova Scotia could be working together to develop a sanctuary just like this, or supporting any of the other sanctuary initiatives that are happening around the world to respond to situations just like the one we're seeing at Marineland right now.
Erin Ryan joining us from Toronto with World Animal Protection. Good to have you back with us, Erin. Thanks for this today.